Welcome to Paddington's Phrases for Everyday Life. I'm Maria, and today we're diving into 12 classic phrases used by the one and only Paddington Bear. Whether you're a long-time fan of the bear who loves marmalade or just looking for some charming, polite expressions to add to your everyday conversations, this episode is for you. Paddington's phrases are more than just cute. They're full of warmth, optimism, and a bit of humor. From how he politely apologizes to how he keeps calm in tricky situations, there's a lot we can learn from him. So let's get started with these 12 famous Paddington phrases and when you can use them. 1. I do beg your pardon. Paddington is always polite even when he makes a mistake. He uses this phrase when he's apologizing or doesn't quite hear something. So if you accidentally bump into someone or misunderstand a conversation, you can say, I do beg your pardon. It's a very polite way to say, excuse me. 2. Better late than never. Paddington is always on the go, and sometimes that means he's late. When he shows up late, he doesn't stress about it. He simply says, better late than never. Use this when you arrive a little late to something, like a meeting or a party. 3. I'm in a bit of a pickle. Whenever Paddington finds himself in a tricky situation, like dropping his marmalade or getting stuck somewhere, he says he's in a bit of a pickle. You can use this when you're in a tough spot, like when you forget your wallet at the store. 4. It's not the end of the world. If something goes wrong, Paddington always stays optimistic. He uses this phrase when things don't go according to plan, but they're still fixable. If your flight gets delayed, for example, you could say, it's not the end of the world, we'll get there eventually. 5. Let's not make a fuss. Paddington is all about keeping things calm and pleasant. If something minor happens, like spilling a drink, he'll say, let's not make a fuss. It's a great phrase to use when you want to downplay something small and avoid drama. 6. I've always been fond of... Paddington loves sharing his little interests and favorites. He often says, I've always been fond of marmalade sandwiches. You can use this when you want to share something you really like, I've always been fond of reading mystery novels. 7. I haven't the faintest idea. Paddington isn't afraid to admit when he doesn't know something. So if someone asks you a tough question and you don't know the answer, you can say, I haven't the faintest idea. It's a charming way to say, I don't know. 8. I'll take care of that. Paddington is always willing to help others. He uses this phrase when he wants to take responsibility for something. If someone asks for help, you can say, I'll take care of that, just like Paddington would. 9. That's a different story. Sometimes Paddington finds himself telling a tale only to realize it's a bit more complicated. He'll say, that's a different story, to indicate that the situation has gotten more complex. You can use this when a simple story takes an unexpected turn. 10. It'll all work out in the end. When things don't go as planned, Paddington stays optimistic. He says it'll all work out in the end to reassure himself and others. It's perfect for moments when things are going wrong, but you want to stay positive, like when your plans get cancelled last minute. 11th, let's keep it simple. Paddington isn't one to complicate things. When faced with a challenging problem, he prefers to say, let's keep it simple. This is a great phrase to use when things are getting complicated and you just want to focus on the basics. 12th, I'm terribly sorry. If Paddington causes a little trouble, he's always the first to apologize. I'm terribly sorry is his way of being extra polite. You can use this when you want to sound very apologetic for something you did by mistake. I hope you've enjoyed these charming expressions from the one and only Paddington Bear. They're perfect for adding a bit of politeness and warmth to your day. Thanks for listening, and remember, better late than never. Catch you next time.